Today we're going to talk about letters of recommendation. Letters of recommendation are often requested or required by colleges. So you're always going to want to check what each application's requirements are. When a school asks for letters of recommendation, they're talking about wanting a letter from an academic core subject teacher. Those subjects include world language, English, social studies, science, and math. Now, I know there's many teachers and other individuals in your life that are really close to you that know you really well, and that you might want to write a letter of recommendation for you. But colleges really want this to be an academic letter of recommendation. So it's really important that you choose someone from one of those 5 subjects, and typically a teacher from your junior year. The reason they want to see a teacher from your junior year write your letter is because that is the full year of school that you have finished most closely to the year that you will be attending college. So they feel it's the best representation of the student that you are most going to be when you are going to go to college. Now, if you did have a teacher sophomore or freshman year that you're having again as a senior, that can also work. So please talk through any situations like that with your counselor. Additionally, if you are going into an art or music major, it would be totally appropriate to have an art or music teacher write your letter of recommendation. But any other time that you're going to veer off of one of those 5 academic subject areas, please check with me or with your counselor. Let's go on to Cialfo and learn how to use that to ask your recommenders. So what I want to show you next is how to request your recommenders through Cialfo. So once you log into Cialfo, you're going to click on Recommendations, and you're going to click Request Letter of Recommendation. When you do that, this is what will show up. You are only going to be allowed to select a maximum of 2 recommenders. You do not need more than 2 recommenders. You may not need any recommenders. I want you to check and see if your college needs letters of recommendations first, because if they don't, let's not request them. Let's only request them if you need them. So if you do need them, we're going to hit Add Recommender. Then you'll scroll down and find your teacher's name. They aren't all uploaded in here yet, but they will. So we will request Miss McDougall. We'll pretend that she's my English teacher. And then what we'll do is we will answer these survey questions. It's really important to answer these questions for your teachers because it helps them write the best letter of recommendation for you. So what I'd like you to do is to highlight them, copy them, paste them into this box, and then answer all the questions for your teachers. It is also, I think, the right thing to do and the kind thing to do is to write them a little note and say, "Hi, I was hoping you could write me a letter of rec. Thanks so much." And then that's what you would do. And then all you would need to do after, we're going to pretend I answered all of these questions because you were definitely going to do that, then you would hit Send Request. Okay, a lot of these questions you're going to be able to reuse. The 3 adjectives that describe you, you can use that for both teachers that you're requesting. But some of these are going to be really specific to the class, like what specific skills did you develop in my class? That's going to be different for English than it might have been for AP bio, for example. Those skill areas are going to be different. So once you hit Send Request, you can X this out, it'll show up here. So earlier I was trying this out and I requested a recommendation from Mrs. Georgakis, which is myself, which is kind of weird, but this pretend student did. And it'll say that I did complete the survey. And then it'll show you whether or not your teacher has yet uploaded any recommendation letters or forms. It won't show you the letter of recommendation. You actually do not want to see the letter of recommendation. And the reason you don't want to see it is because then the colleges will know that you have given your teacher, you've waived your right to see the letter of recommendation. They will ask you to waive your right. We would like you to do that. It allows colleges to know that your teacher was able to write that letter without any influence from you or your parent, and was able to write that in a really honest and thoughtful way about you. That's okay to do because your teacher, you're not going to ask someone to write you a letter who isn't going to write you a good letter. And no teacher at Fenton is going to say yes to you if they don't have positive things to say. So that won't be an issue to waive your rights, but I do want you to know about that. Okay, So that's for letters of recommendations from teachers. Now for counselors, you are going to click on surveys. Every common application, for example, is going to require a counselor letter of recommendation. And if you click on counselor letter of recommendation survey, you're going to answer all these questions. It's very similar to a Google form. Save draft if you want to come back, submit if you're completed. Your counselor will then be able to see those answers and really help them write the best letter of a recommendation possible. There's so many times where we just don't know everything about you. We do know some students have these really rich lives outside of school where they're participating in things that we didn't know about, whether that's helping with taking care of their younger siblings, working an additional 30 hours a week, helping their family business, or different hardships that you may have gone through that we were not aware of. It's important to put here because then we can help tell your story to the colleges in addition to you telling that story in any essays that you might be writing. So this is a little bit about recommendations. If you have any questions, totally email me. I'm always happy to help. Thanks.